Hello, my name is Nicole and my topic will be the effects the coronavirus has had on climate change. Climate change issues have been around for the longest time, but how come nothing really has improved? According to National Geographic, climate change first became news 30 or so years ago, but no one started to act on it until it was a confirmed problem. Then it was everywhere, in the news and on social media. Now to the coronavirus, which just started not too long ago. In December 2019, China alerted the WHO to several cases of unusual pneumonia. In Wuhan, a city of 11 million people, the virus was unknown. January 7th, the country identified a new virus, COVID-19. It was identified as belonging to the coronavirus family, which includes SARS and the common cold. January 11th, the first death from the virus involved a 16-year-old man who purchased items from the wet market. The following weeks, authorities in the US, Nepal, France, Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, South Korea, Vietnam, and Taiwan confirmed cases. The virus has now spread to many countries around the world. Most are not ready for this to happen, except a few, like Bill Gates. In 2015, he said this: "If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus, rather than a war. Not missiles, but microbes." He added, "We have invested a huge amount in nuclear deterrence, but we actually invested very little in a system to stop an epidemic. We're not ready for the next epidemic." Yeah, we heard about this virus occurring, but we didn't really think it would affect us because it was happening somewhere so far away. The Premier of Ontario told everyone around spring break to go away and have fun. Eventually, everyone started to panic when the virus was announced as a pandemic. People went crazy in grocery stores, stockpiling everything they could possibly see, from toilet paper, hand sanitizer, to meat, to masks, and many other cleaning supplies. So people went from not caring at all and not listening to quickly becoming panicked. You're probably thinking, what is the relation between climate change and the coronavirus? Well, actually, there are many ways these two are connected. First, air and water pollution, which I will be discussing in the video. Second, in relation to the wet markets, mass production of non-typical foods impacting the ecological cycle. Third is their implications on health systems and their effects on everyone from different socioeconomic classes. First, how is the coronavirus impacting our pollution in our air and waters? Historically, the condition of the environment has been a trajectory of getting worse by year. Geographically, the coronavirus has impacted the entire world in a horrible way, with millions dying and suffering due to having the virus. The economic ramifications also stretch to many others because stores and businesses that are not deemed essential are closing and people are losing their jobs and livelihoods. Political leaders face known challenges weighing public safety versus human individual right, but because of people staying home all over the world, we are seeing cleaner skies and waters. This topic is important because it demonstrates just how much the collective actions of individuals can have on the environment. Take even the taken for granted act of driving, which has otherwise been ruining air quality. Over a 3-week period in California, since the imposition of the coronavirus restrictions, they saw a 20% improvement in air quality. Look how much was done in such a short amount of time. In Italy, we have seen clean waters with fish swimming in areas thought to be uninhabitable. This quick change has shown us as almost a forced experiment that in order for this to continue, we can and must change individual habits. But at the same time, an important thing to remember is that if due to the virus, capital markets lock up, it will become more difficult for companies to obtain financing for things such as planned solar projects. We also see from a New York Times article that patients in areas that had high levels of air pollution before the pandemic are more likely to die from the infection than patients in cleaner parts of the country. In the LA area, culturally there has been a love affair with their cars. With fewer cars on the road and fewer emissions coming from those tailpipes, it's not surprising to see improvements in the air quality level overall. This is the first time since 1995 where Californian residents have had good air quality. By now it is clear to the majority across the world that climate change is happening as a result of human activity, namely industrial production. This same process is also responsible for COVID-19 and other outbreaks. The need for more natural resources has forced humans to encroach on various natural habitats and expose themselves to yet unknown pathogens. At the same time, the growth of mass production of food has created large scale farms where massive numbers of livestock and poultry are packed into mega barns. In the case of COVID 19, it is suspected that the virus was transmitted to humans at a wet market in the city of Wuhan, where wildlife was being sold. The mass scale breeding of wild animals, including pangolins and civet cats, among many others, is a $74 billion industry in China and have been viewed as a get rich quick scheme by its rural population. Another lesson we are drawing from this pandemic and relatable to climate change is that well resourced, equitable health systems with a strong health workforce are essential to protect us from health security threats. This includes climate change. The austerity measures that have strained many national health systems over the past decade will have to be reversed if economies and societies are to be resilient and prosperous in the age of change. For example, the people of Haiti would have been much more adept in recovering from the lasting effects of the 2016 Hurricane Matthews, which was exacerbated by climate change, if they had well resourced health systems in place. Similarly, many Iranian lives could have been saved at the early stages of COVID if the healthcare systems had been better prepared for what was to come, said a reporter from Al Jazeera. So, in conclusion, I know it has to be hard to change habits overnight, but the world has done it when it was forced by COVID. Since we have seen dramatic positive changes in water pollution in a short time, when we go back to normal, let's think about what we can do to help climate change. Perhaps that would be walking more and driving less, maybe not consuming as many animal products, and maybe not overstockpiling on everything at the store. We can get what we need and save for others, include future generations. Here's a link to donate.